Hey everybody, welcome back to Zindee. So today we are going to make an actual rhinestone decal with hot fix rhinestones. So we're going to do this arrow today. One helpful tip or trick is when storing your rhinestone templates, you can actually store them on the back of your application tape backing. So don't throw that stuff away, just keep it and you can put it on the back of there. Another place to store your templates can be on the back of your template flock material. So that's another way to store the templates. Because as you know, the templates can be reused multiple times, so you definitely want to store them and keep them in a safe place so that you don't have to recut your templates every time. All right, that's one of the amazing things about working with hot fix rhinestones in particular. Okay, so we're going to take our template material, take our arrow, we're going to just put it on our workstation. The rhinestones we're going to be using today are the Rainbow SS10. I know y'all probably can't see this as well as the other video, but if you need to see it really well, the other video has it really close up so you can actually see what I'm doing. But this one, I want to mainly show you how to press it. So we're just going to make the arrow. You kind of will be able to see it, but you'll really be able to see how we press it and all those instructions. Okay, we're just going to drop our rhinestones on our template. Don't worry about how many you put. You can always put them back in your jar after. And you're just going to lightly brush the rhinestones in. You're basically just going to go in little circles. The rhinestones will naturally want to fit, like fall into place in these little circles. And they'll naturally want to face the right direction. This is a pretty big rhinestone template. I want to say, just by memory, this is about 300 stones for this one. But it is going to be gorgeous and super sparkly. The rhinestones themselves can be purchased on the website, www.zindee.com. The jars come with about 1,500 rhinestones in each. It's about 10 gross, a little more than 10 gross. So there's 300 stones, over 300 stones placed, and not by hand, which is so nice. Okay, so we're just going to move those other rhinestones out of the way so we can get our application tape. Now, we're going to take our application tape. All right. This is the backing I was referring to that you want to keep if you want to keep your template on it. All right, and we're just going to carefully place that. Just be careful once you start placing your application tape not to lift it back up because you're going to have stones stick to it immediately. We're just going to take our brush and go over that to make sure all the stones are sticking properly. This is just a brush found in the paint section. You can get it at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart. It's just a trim paintbrush. And then slowly lift that up. Make sure you got everything. And we'll move that out of the way. We're just going to put this transfer back on this backing for now so I can show you guys. So if you're like wanting to make something later, you can go ahead and make a bunch of transfers, store it on this backing paper, and then whenever you're ready to press, you just remove it and press. So it gives you like an assembly line type of work method rather than trying to do one at a time, back and forth, back and forth. So here is our rainbow arrow transfer. Okay, now from here, we're going to make it into a decal. Okay, so for this rainbow arrow transfer, you could, at this point, press it onto a shirt. You could press it onto a bag, fabric. You could press it onto a hard surface that can handle the heat. Or you can do what we're going to do today and actually make it into a decal. All right, so first what we're going to do is just cut some of this extra so that we don't waste any of our decal material. So all I'm doing is just cutting some of the extra application tape away. All right, Now, we're gonna just remove this from the backing. Just be careful, pay attention, make sure none of the stones are turning over or in the wrong place. Now, for your decal material, it has two sides. It has a really, really shiny side that's really smooth, and then more of a matte side that's a little rough. You wanna apply it to the pretty smooth side, okay? That's the part that's completely clear. That's the part you're gonna keep. The back side, that matte side, is just the backing paper, okay? So, the decal goes on the glossy, smooth side. I'm gonna put this close to the edge to not waste my decal material. All right, now from here, we're gonna cut a little bit further than where the application tape is, just so the application tape doesn't get stuck to our press or anything like that. Makes it a little easier to remove the application tape once it's pressed. Because once you press, this application tape is going to be like, what's the word? Like vacuum sealed onto the thing. So that little bit of extra helps. Okay, so our decal is now ready to press. All right, good rule of thumb is to always protect your press, both top and bottom. So we're just going to put a Teflon sheet on the bottom of our press. Now, the nice thing about when making a rhinestone decal, you can actually place the rhinestones face down. So the glue is getting straight heat. Like for fabrics and stuff, you have to do it the other way. So you need a little more heat and a little more time. But for the rhinestone decals, because you can do it this way, you actually need less heat and less time. So the time and temperature for these, and you can press these with an iron, and you can press these with an easy press or a heat press, okay? So time and temperature for this, we're gonna do 330 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're gonna press it for 10 seconds. For this, you don't need as much pressure as with the fabrics. So with fabric, you need firm to medium pressure. For the decal material, you just need light to medium pressure. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and close this and do it for 10 seconds. The nice thing about the decal material is you also are able to look at it after it's pressed and make sure you have a good press. You can't always do that with the fabric, but you can definitely do that with the decals. All right, so it's gonna be very hot after it presses. Okay, and what you want to do is just look around your stones after you press, and you should have almost like a little, it's basically a little circle of glue around your stones. It's very easy to see. It almost looks like your stones are sitting in like a little pool float, if that makes sense. Those little donut pool floats. So if your stone is in a little pool float, then that means you have a good press. So let's see if I can put it close so that I can see. I'll just hold it there for a second. And hopefully it will show you, and you can probably see it more on the back. If you see that little circle that's around the stone, that's basically a little circle of adhesive that the stone is sitting in, and then that way it's not going anywhere, which is super nice. Okay, now from here, all you want to do is loosely cut around your stones. It doesn't have to be perfect. The decal material is completely clear. So if it's not perfect, it really doesn't matter. You're not going to see it once it's applied. So all we're doing is cutting around our decal like so. And of course, you can always do this on a cutter if you want to, but it's so easy to just cut it by hand, especially for like this type of shape. You might as well just cut it. All right, so our decal is finished. We're just gonna remove this transfer mask. So all we're doing is taking this away. We don't need this anymore. You can reuse the transfer mask. These, for the decals, aren't great to reuse because you're cutting it all up. But for fabrics and shirts, when you use like bigger pieces, you can reuse that transfer mask multiple times. All right, this is our all garbage. And so here is our finished rhinestone decal. So all you do from here is you can actually apply it to your surface. If you're familiar with the wet method, that's what you will use to apply rhinestone decals, because you can't burnish it like you would, you know, a squeegee and burnish like regular vinyl. So it's best to do it by the wet method, and then you never want to stretch your rhinestone decal. You want to keep it, you know, how it's supposed to be. And then the wet method, you can move it around, which I'll show you that in another video. But here is the backing, and you can see the little pool float thing. And then here's the front. You can see it's completely clear. So once you apply it to something, all you'll see is the actual rhinestones. And you can put this on, you know, you can use it for cars, outdoor decals, all of that stuff. So that is how you make a rhinestone decal. I hope that was super helpful. If you have any questions, please ask them below. I try my best to answer as many questions as I can. I'll do another video in a few minutes on how to actually apply this. I think I might put it on the silhouette maybe. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank all of y'all for everything. I appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye.